Bruce Freshwater here, bringing you the first in a potential 3-game final series of the Curling Australia's 2024 Mixed Doubles Championship. Between Westhagen Panoussi and Gill Hewitt. So, Matt Panoussi getting us underway here. With a really nice draw to the top button. That might just be shot rock. Oh, it is, sorry, back button. There we go. So, yes, got shot rock there. So I think largely due to fatigue, Panoussi Westhagen have decided to change things up a bit, with Matt's going to be throwing first and last rocks for them, with Jen Westhagen throwing 2, 3, 4. They did this in this morning's game and it seemed to work well, so they're also going to stick with that formula. I think it's down to fatigue. Obviously Matt's now into his 20 or 21st game or something in this national series. I say that because the only person who's next in line for that is me. I've managed to play 19 in this national series and across the 3 disciplines that I'm eligible for. So full kudos to Matt. He's younger and definitely fitter than I am. This one's looking like it was a good start to the end, very traditional mixed doubles with everything on the centre line, but yeah, that one's not even going to make it over the hog line, unfortunately, for Westhagen. So. Chance for Gill Hewitt to capitalise here. Get another one in. So just going to figure out how to leave, as is the case with mixed doubles. You're always trying to figure out the best angle to leave when you come and do your sort of freezes onto the rocks on the centre line. And sometimes just a couple of centimetres either side can make all the difference. They've deliberately played this one tight, and the miss is that they tick the guard. And if they do that, they're not too fussed. Yeah, so that one does crash on the guard, but that was always going to be the pro miss for them. It opens up the centre line, gives them access to the rocks there, and takes away draw paths, which they'll be quite happy with at this stage in proceedings. So yeah, Westhagen Panoussi are in fact setting shots, so it looks like they're quite happy to, they don't have hammer, so they're quite happy to sort of guard this up at the moment. Let's see if they can get a cheeky steal in the first end. So I think we're going to see quiet weight here from Hewitt on his outturn side. Not a bullet, but just enough just to kind of move things around, open things up. Tap up their rock too. They might get shot, but even if it gets second, it should set up a good angle. a sort of hack to board weight. Yeah, that's a sort of backline hack weight here. That's closer to draw weight. That I think they wanted a little more than that. Didn't quite get shot with that one, but it set up some nice angles. Panoussi seeing the threat of that, the rock that's just been thrown. So as again, very typical mixed doubles here. It's a game of tiny fractions. So Panoussi Westhagen will really want to either sit there, as Panoussi's indicating, kind of corner freeze that on the inside to take the angle away, or if they can, possibly even tap that rock back. But again, they must do it on the inside. If they're on the outside, then they're going to raise that rock to shot. So again, it just shows you the tiny tolerances that we deal with in mixed doubles. So because of that, Jen's decided she'd like Matt to actually come out and help with the sweep, just so they can control the path of the rock a bit better. So quite big weight coming in here, so control up, almost normal. Needs to curl more, this. Needs to curl. Oh, great shot. Yeah, curled just enough. Got to inside of nose ever so slightly. Take that yellow rock without disturbing their shot rock on the back button. Very, very precise draw here, but it looks a fraction heavy. And again, that puts a nice shot there. Puts a yellow rock in a dangerous position for Panoussi Westhagen. So they'll want to try and deal with that somehow. Again, either with a very, very precise hit, or to come in and sort of come across nose and sort of sit there, again taking the angle away. So, yeah, we're doing our best as usual. The camera at the away end there is being a little temperamental. So, do the best we can to at least give you the overhead, which does appear to be behaving itself. And the higher angle of the home end, the delivery end at the moment. So yes, if the away end camera ever wakes up, we've got Brad here doing the VT mixing, so be all over that. This one's looking a little high at the moment. No, they need to get. They can't tick off the road. Yeah, great shot from Panoussi there. Deals with that yellow that was the threat. But yeah, there's possibly the chance here for Tali to chip out to those two reds. Not sure the angle's there. Just about. So there's potentially a 2 on here for Gill. Again, the tolerances in mixed doubles at this level are so tight that the difference between dropping 2 and gaining 2 can be millimeters in terms of an angle created when you hit a rock, or just how far a rock moves or doesn't move. So a big weight coming in here from Charlie Gill. Great shot. That's some sharp shooting from Tyler Gill there. Certainly to pick them out. It's just wait for the score to go out, see if it was 1 or 2. And she got there too. So wow. So Hewitt lead by 2 to none, 2 to 0, going into the second end. So it's going with hammer at the moment. So just a little fraction narrow by Gill there. It won't be too disappointed with that. Opened up the centre line, giving them a couple of corner guards. A bit chance for Westhagen Panoussi to take advantage of this a bit, to try and get. This is looking a little heavy at the moment, this one. It's a little bit concerned. In fact, if that doesn't hit anything, that's going through. So, yeah. Of course, there's no takeouts in mixed doubles curling until the 4th thrown rock, and that includes your own stones. So obviously by doing that, they'd climbed the ladder. They'd basically just put a red rock but nearer the button than the pre-placed stone. So Gill Hewitt quite within their rights to remove that rock and get the pre-placed stone put back where it was. So a slightly scrappy start to the this second end. That one's over curling a bit. Sort of caught betwixt and between there a bit, I think, Hewitt. Obviously he did have a corner guard to work with, but you know, in mixed doubles the action's usually around the centre line. So this that stone delivered by Hewitt is fully open. Again, can't take it out yet, but they could choose to move it around a little. I think that's probably what they're doing. They're just to tap it back and or to the side of it and leave one of this red stone coming in somewhere on top of the forefoot. That's the call. Oh yeah, it is the fourth thrown rock, so they are able to take out. This one looking a bit narrow, looks all over the hard corner guard here. Okay, so in spirit of curling right there, Matt declaring that he burnt the rock, the delivered rock, as he was sweeping it, and giving Gill Hewitt the chance to, potentially, get that rock taken away, or even rethrow it. But they just elected to leave it where it was. They decided it didn't really change anything. The tiny little tap with the brush that Matt would have given it. So. Westhagen Panoussi still shot at the pre-placed rock. But, I think that's about to change with this one. Yeah, strong sweep there by Hewitt. Looks like he's got that to shot rock. So yeah, with two yellow stones at the top four, just owning the top 4 foot at the moment. Panoussi has to deal with that. Again, need quiet weight here. They have to try and get to the inside of that shot rock. A couple of options here as they try and do that. Or they even talked about hitting the slightly high yellow rock, the one that's now half covered by that corner guard, which will be out of your shot. You won't be able to see it. Potentially they could hit that first with some really sharp shooting. I think that's the shot that's been called. This is looking pretty good. Just get it by the guard. Yep. It's not there. You heard it there from Panoussi. That's a reasonable outcome for, because the angle that's set up, although the straight angle probably would go back to the red. Yeah, if you were able to hit the like a nose hit on that red, the higher red rock, the one that's in sort of the middle of the 8 foot, would probably pop the yellow out without connecting with the back red. So looks like Gill Hewitt see the threat, trying to neutralize it now. Make that red stone that Matt's just thrown go away, and I think flop back onto the center line themselves. Yeah, well, dealt with the rock, couldn't hold it. So it was rolled out, but primary goal achieved there for Gill Hewitt. But as it's sitting shot, Panoussi, Westhagen have to deal with that yellow rock. Can't leave it there. So looking at that ice, it's going to be a fair amount of weight from Westhagen here. Nice precise shot from Westhagen there. Really, really precise. I mean, very easy to have hit the pre-placed red stone at the back of the forefoot there, so well done. Managed to get a little bit of curl, but not enough to roll under cover. So that yellow rock's still there in the open. So chance here for Westhagen. Nice chance here for Westhagen. Panoussi to get their 2 straight back. Looks a little wide here from Panoussi. I think that's going to go all the way by. A bit of a let off for Gill Hewitt there. Yeah, Panoussi's not very happy with that. Just frustrated with himself for shoving that a little wide. So steal of 1 there to Gill Hewitt. So yeah, bit of a miss there from Panoussi, unfortunately. Frustrated with himself, but this is where the team comes in. Then I'll just chat to him and go. As we all know in curling, you know, missing a shot like that won't lose you a game necessarily, but your inability to forget about it might. So just got to move on. Plenty of time. Still 6 ends to go. Great opening shot there from Gill. Pants puts it right on the lid. One of the nice things about the relatively recent change to the position of that pre-placed stud in the house, which used to be back button, by moving it to the back 4 like that, it creates a little bit more excitement, because although that was a fantastic shot to the pin by Gill, it means there's still enough room for the other team to do something about it, because it's not frozen. And even if it was frozen, it would be far enough back there'd be room in front of it, close to the button. So it was a good rule change, that one, about 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, great sweep there from Westhagen. So a nice shot from Panoussi there, fully buried on the centre line. Wasn't able to get it to shot rock, but at this stage in proceedings that's okay, because it's in a useful spot. And similar to chess, where the opening moves can be quite formulaic. This one's going to come in also onto the centre line, behind the centre guard, but just a little higher up still, top 8, top 12. This one looks like it's moving a bit, so Hewitt will need to work hard to get it around the guard, which he's done. Yeah, there was plenty of room there actually. So. There's some really nice draws from both teams here. Panoussi recognising it's their hammer, they're 3 behind, they need to score, and they won't be able to do that with that shot rock on the pin, so they need to open things up now. So it's going to be a run back on the yellow guard there, back into the cluster, and hopefully this is where it's a bit like rolling a dice, because they can do their best to look at the angles and try and figure out what might happen, but it's a bit of a gamble sometimes. So Westhagen coming in with just normal weight. This one. Yeah. That's done the job for Westhagen Panoussi there. Nice shot from Jen Westhagen there. Open things up, move things around, giving them something to work with. So there's a little pocket there created by the Gill Hewitt stone that's just at the back of the button there. So I think they'll be looking to try and come in on top of that, freeze to the inside corner if they can. Okay, this is actually going to slightly heavier weight from Hewitt, who obviously wants to tap it back. Percentage shot there, because by being a bit narrow he's actually managed to chip the red out, so again pro miss there from Hewitt, just what we've all come to expect from this team. So, yeah, a couple of options here for Westhagen Panoussi. They could just try and plant the straight freeze on that yellow at the back of the button, or they're looking to try and tap it back or to hit it, but if they to do that, then they must roll under cover. Otherwise they'll leave their red rock ripe for being hit out itself. Just hanging ever so slightly. This one's going to jam on the back, I think, as well. Take away the backing. Yeah, just hung out slightly wide, that shot there. So it hit the yellow rock on the high side. They really wanted to hit it on the low side, just the other side of nose. So Again, it's just a half shot there, but that's all that Gill Hewitt need to really capitalise. So they'll be looking to try and play essentially the same shot. Bigger weight this time from Hewitt, so he's taking a more direct route. Again, looking at the multiple options there, I think Hewitt fancied the double. Didn't quite make that, rolled over the top of it. So third shot is still Westhagen Panoussi. But yeah, they're going to use that yellow rock that's in the 8 foot as a sort of guard in the house, because it itself is guarded by the pre-placed stone that's moved slightly since play began, but it's still there just off the centre line. So if Westhagen Panoussi can get something in behind that yellow in the top 8, then they'll be well protected, but still only sitting 1. Well, it's shot rock, but they didn't quite get the finish they were hoping for, so Gill Hewitt can see quite a good chunk of that, I'd say almost all of it from the hack. So they'll obviously definitely be hitting it, they're just looking at where they can roll to, and because that stone's... So I think the call will be for the hit and flop. So the shooter not really to roll, but just to move a rock or so to the left under cover. But they'll always look for another upside, Gill Hewitt. So if this rock over curls and hits at a slightly less of an angle, then there's still the chance of the double on. So this one's staying wide. Well, goodness me. Gill not happy with herself there. There's a little bit of frustration being shown on the ice. He's nearly flashed it. Just tickled that red, so it's still shot now. So big chance for Westhagen Panoussi to capitalise here. And generate a multiple score. So, nice draw here from Panoussi, and they can get a 2 that really wasn't looking likely a few shots ago. So. They seem quite happy with it. Just managing it. Lovely throw from Panoussi there. And they get their 2 back. So, 4th end. Gill Hewitt with hammer. First rock coming in from Panoussi. This one's moving hard, but it's being well swept by Westhagen. She's over curling this one slowly. But nice rock. There's a little bit of weight here from Gill. I think they're just hoping to, again, they can't take anything out, but they can tap things around, create a bit of room. Job done very nicely. Moves the shot red rock to behind tee, importantly. So now it's about, Westhagen Panoussi looking to try and set up some useful angles for them that they can then use later with taps and hits. We're dropping like flies here in the lounge at the Maniatoto Curling International Rink. Lots of coughing and spluttering. It's been a long week and a half. So apologies for any coughing you hear. We don't actually have a cough button on this headset. This is looking quite narrow, so I think they're on the guard here. So still opens things up. So there's now some corner guards that potentially could be used. Yeah, this one was over curling a bit, but if anybody can hold it, it's Hewitt, which he's managed to do. Lovely shot there. Leave Gill Hewitt line 3. And the 8-foot's hidden behind one of those corner guards that was created by the sort of tick shit. Thank you. A glass of water has just been. Thank you, Brad. A glass of water has just appeared. Trying to help with the coughing. Oh, it's vodka. No, it's not. It's water. So yes, Westhagen really got to try and get rid of some yellow rocks here, otherwise Gill Hewitt can be on for a big one. This one looks like it's going to over curl ever so slightly. It's rolled to a good spot though. So didn't make the double, but almost managed to roll to a corner freeze position, not quite though, so there is room for Gill Hewitt to hit that red rock out and sit 3 and precise upweight shot from Hewitt needed here. Yeah, they seem happy with it. They're managing it really well. Okay. Doesn't quite get the red stone out, but shouldn't cause them too much trouble back there. So yeah, Westhagen really needs to throw a good shot now to prevent Gill Hewitt from scoring a bundle. Lots of emphatic broom pointing from Panoussi there. Just trying to work out the best combination. They know they're going to give up points here realistically. They're just trying to work out how they can keep the damage to just a couple maybe. Difficulty is the angles there for doubles. They're there, but they'd probably lose the shooter. And they desperately want to keep their shooter hanging around. Ideally, shooter in shot rock position, or certainly second shot position. This one holding very straight at the moment, but lots of rotation. It's not moving much. This may miss everything. So yes, unfortunately it didn't quite move. It moved lots of things, but didn't move any one thing enough. So it looks like there's a Potential for a hit for 4 here for Gill Panoussi if they
Really not opposed to those at all.
get this right. But again, Hewitt, his mind always working, knows that for them to get 3 in this end would still be huge. So he's aware of that sort of yellow catcher rock, which isn't right at the back of the 12, but isn't too worried about it at the moment. And just figuring out the best place to leave the shooter rock. Got to admire the absolute confidence they have in their abilities. In their mind, there's no way that red rock's going to still be here after this shot. It's gone. It's just where the yellow shooter ends up. That's the only question. Must be very nice to live in that rarefied air for us mere mortals. This one looking a little wide, still moving wide. Very wide. Now it's go. Here it comes. Here it comes. Punch it through. Roll the other way. So all about damage limitation now for Westhagen Panoussi. Trying to see if there's any way that they can limit Gill Hewitt to just 2 in this end. Looks like that they've decided the corner freeze is their best hope of achieving that. So either the freeze or just a little tap back. A really precise shot from Panoussi needed here. Again, one of the great things about this mixed doubles format for the first and fifth rock thrower. They sometimes have to make these clutch shots, and yet they haven't thrown a rock for 8 or 10 minutes. So it's a little heavy. We're not freezing, we're definitely bumping, so it needs to curl a lot. Moving now. Well, it's come down. That came down a lot. Great shot from Panoussi there. I think good enough that Gill Hewitt are just going to call for the draw here and get their 2. I don't think they're going to risk doing anything with the frozen red and red and yellow rocks there. Great sweep there from Dean Hewitt and joined in by Charlie Gill. Beautiful shot there, right to the lid. To get there too. So Gill Hewitt will take a 5-2 lead into the fourth end break. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. And we'll be back in a few minutes for the resumption of this game. Oh, right, it will be muted.
Time for the halftime show?
I'm not quite backside. No, Josh is giving us a nice song and I'm listening to it now.
Oh, okay.
It's my other song.
What is it you need? Because it just feels like a little plain. So what is it you need? Just pick a shot?
Everyone just do their separate jobs. Don't try to do everything.
No. So when you say that, you mean you don't want to be drawn into the strategy? Like you just want to be the shot?
I'm here in front of the house.
Yeah.
If you have a question, like, would you rather get or would you rather do this, that's fine. But if you say, we can do this, or we can do this, but then this jams, and then, I don't know what.
So when I'm saying that,
Just
I'm
giving
asking.
you. Okay.
When I'm saying that, I'm asking a question.
I know, but I can't hear you. So if we're gonna have that discussion, I need to be staying down here. If you think it's gonna be one like that, I will need to stay before I do it.
Now, welcome back, everyone. Those of us up here in the lounge in the rink are being thoroughly entertained at half-time by Matt and Jen's son, Josh. He's been singing a very extensive repertoire of songs. So, they were getting up and dancing to a couple of them. So. That was lovely. Thank you, Josh. Right, back to the serious business on the ice. Panoussi, Westhagen. No, there's a bit of daylight forming here between the scores, 5-2 to Gill West to Gill Hewitt. So Westhagen will really want to score in this end, and ideally score their double. Nice opening shot there from Gill, just tapping the pre-play shred rock back. Long shot. Fifth end, anyone who's played in the rink here in Naseby knows. Yeah, this one looks like it's over curling, so Westhagen, but I think that's all over the guard. So yes, as anyone who's played at the rink here in Naseby knows, beware the fourth end break, particularly here where the rinks, there's only one match on at the moment with no other games, so it's been cold in the arena there, so just that 5 minutes of nobody throwing any stones and nobody shouting and nobody brushing. The ice can slow up and get a bit curlier. That's what's happened to Panoussi's stone there. Just like Tyler Gill, Dean Hewitt looks like he's been able to compensate for that beautifully. Lovely shot there. So things looking difficult already for Westhagen Panoussi, because that first stone by Matt Panoussi there, it set up a staggered centre guard, so at the moment the button area is very, very well protected. So if they're going to get in there, they have to do something about these guards. See a clearing shot of some kind. Definitely going to hit something. Looks pretty good here. Not quite what they were hoping for. So they thought there might have been a chance of a little run there, but that didn't come off. So the only good thing there is it has separated those two centre guards. So they're now red. There's no yellow in there, and both of them are useful for Westhagen Panoussi. Both of them have a path to the button. So. Gill Hewitt even thought about guarding those two guards because of the threat that they pose, but they've elected to come around with another draw. With the 3-shot lead, all Gill Hewitt really need to do is just play the numbers. So. Get stones in there, get them counting. They didn't quite curl as much as they'd hoped there. I think they were hoping to get something into the top 8, top 12 on the centre line, which would sort of neutralise both of those red stones near the centre line, but it's only neutralised one. the stone on the right hand side of the centre line as I look at it, left from the camera that you can see, does have a path back to the button. Okay, interesting. So Westhagen Panoussi electing, I think, to go for the other option. I think they like that would come in that the yellow stone in this case would now come with a better angle, and I guess it would leave the red stone that's there on the centre line there for another shot later. So we're kind of back to where we were a couple of stones ago, albeit with those two red rocks slightly further apart. So, yeah, looks like the guard's been called. And let's face it, in most walks of life, guarding a crotch is usually considered a good thing, and that's what's happening here. They're going to try and put a yellow stone right in the crotch of those two red stones. This one's a little wide. It's not curling as much as they'd hoped. So I think they're only going to guard one of the two reds. Yeah. So the left-hand red stone, as I look at it, still has a direct. So then we're going to see fairly big weight here from Westhagen. Looks like she'll be throwing her in turn. And she wants to hit the red rock just slightly, I would say, high of nose. So just to angle that red so it hits the yellow and the top forefoot smack bang in the middle. Not bad. Obviously opened up the button there. We were hoping for a little more than that. So just slightly over curled that last shot. But when you think about how millimeters translate into an angle when you're hitting a ball or a curling stone, if anyone's played pool or snooker, it's the same principle. So a tiny deviation of a few millimeters will change an angle considerably. So again, these are the tight tolerances that this sport demands. We're still being wonderfully entertained by Josh here in the lounge with a wide array of songs that they do all appear to have the same tune, but the words are different each time. This one coming a little deep from Gill, so got second shot, but she was really hoping to leave that top tee. So yeah, still room for Westhagen Panoussi to come in there. Got to get something in here. nice order wall from Panoussi there, who just has his doubts that the ice will let them actually cover the pin right in the middle of the bun, but they don't really have a choice here. That's a great effort. Great effort. Might be looking at a measure here. So, yep, measure's been called for. And like a lot of us in our small Aussie curling community, we all, a bunch of us wear multiple hats at different times, and I'm no exception. So I'm also a paid-up member of the Umpires Union. So this is going to be a tricky measure for Caroline here. So she has my best wishes, as there's not a lot of room between those two stones and the pin. Precise measure called for. Lovely work here by Brad. There we go. Can't quite read the numbers, but we can see the deviation on the micrometer there. So that was yellow. That measure went to. So. Great measure by Caroline there. She's got to feel happy with that. Getting a seal of approval from senior umpire Sandy Gagnon. So great work all round. And great video editing by Brad. So a slick operation here. Power play being called now by Westhagen Panoussi because they're under the pump, as we say in Oz. Choosing to use the right hand of the sheet as they look at it. The out turn side. So for anyone that's not seen a mixed doubles power play before, the team with hammer, both teams have one power play they can call, and they can call it when you have hammer, so that's what Matt and Jen have done. And instead of having the two pre-placed rocks on the center line, the two pre-placed rocks are moved out to the wings. So instead of being back of the forefoot, the rock with the colour for the team with hammer gets placed just in front of the tee line, and then that's hidden by a corner guard. So again, Tyler Gill showing her skill here by calling the higher tariff shot, the tick. Very hard shot there, executed very well by Tyler Gill there. Didn't get that guard to shot rock, but it's Obviously no longer a guard. It's not guarding the opponent's rock anymore. So, great shot. So that's very much an advanced shot right there. Only the top players and top teams would use on a regular basis. The rest of us mere mortals tend to just throw a come around draw or a split the house type shot. Interesting to see what Panoussi will respond with here. So they're 4 down now, so they're more than 4 down. So they're 4 down, so they've really got to try and generate a multiple score here. But that's what the power play is for. So Panoussi elected to try and come around that yellow rock that was ticked into the house by Gill. Just try and use it as a guard in the house to cover. So it's looking a little heavy, this. It's trying to grow some. Trying to grab. That's a nice shot from Panoussi. Got it to second shot. Looks pretty much fully buried under cover, albeit the yellow stone that's guarding it. But of course nothing can get hit out yet. This is mixed doubles. So I'm sure without that rule, Dean would love to start hitting red rocks and can't do that yet. So looks like he'll be drawing to that red rock in the back 8. Freeze to it, or certainly neutralize it. Get this yellow rock under cover. Hear the effort in Dean's voice there with a pretty strong sweep. So yeah, and by essentially doing that, he's neutralised what was second shot stone for Panoussi Westhagen. So Panoussi Westhagen really haven't done much wrong here. They're just really up against 2 high quality curlers, world class curlers in the form of Dean Hewitt and Tali Gill. So all Westhagen can do here is similar shot to those that have been thrown, come around that yellow that's in the 12 foot, try and sit buried. This one really over curling. I don't think it's going to get by. Obviously crashes on that one. Now I imagine Hewitt's going to start hitting. Yes. Play the numbers game. Gill Hewitt would almost be happy to give up 2 here. But they don't want to give up 3. But of course, if they can limit Westhagen Panoussi to just 1 or even steal, they'll take that as well. So Hewitt definitely going to remove that red rock out of the edge of on the tee line there. He's just looking to roll it back to the centre. So quiet weight used here, so he keeps the shooter hanging around. This is over curling quite a lot. So he's not going to catch very much of this. Oh, he caught enough though. Nice shot. But, potentially presented a freeze opportunity there to Westhagen Panoussi. Or a run. Yeah, a couple of options there. So draw being called. They don't want to freeze to that backup. I mean, they could freeze to that yellow one, but then Gill Hewitt will just freeze on top of it, and that makes the scoring area very small. So they want to keep this top tee fully buried under that red rock in the 12th. Working hard to get this round. Get this round. Oh, just over curling. So again, Hewitt will just remove this and probably just roll under the cover in the top 12. Quiet weight being used by Dean Hewitt here, just board weight. Though this is over curling a lot. I don't think he's going to get to the inside, a fraction on the inside. Gets to nose. Still an opportunity for a hit and roll here for Panoussi, I think. Not sure he can roll to shot, he can roll to second shot. Few options being explored there. Westhagen just wants clarification. The dilemma for Westhagen Panoussi here is they dearly love to be sitting shot after this stone, but where can they put it so that it's counting shot and not written in a position where it can be hit by Gill Hewitt relatively easily?
Gotta hit it under the corner of that. Gotta hit it under here.
So because of that, they're sort of looking at a different option, which is, can we remove all of those yellows that are in the 8 foot to leave that back red counting 1 instead? So essentially achieving the same goal, that is, to be counting 1 after this shot, but in a way that means that they may still get a multiple score afterwards. So the Gill Hewitt rock placement here is generating all of these problems for Westhagen Panoussi. Great stone placement. So this is over curling. Oh, that was very close. That was a great try from Westhagen there. Just over curled, a tiny fraction, so that the rock that was hit missed the back yellow by no more than 2 or 3 inches. If it managed to connect, there were potentially those 2 yellows could have gone, or at least been pushed out of their counting positions. So. chance for Gill Hewitt just to keep applying the pressure that they're applying. So I think the only potential threat that Gill Hewitt see here is, ironically, from their own yellow rock in the top of the 12. If that could be driven into the crotch of the two yellows that are behind T, then potentially lots of yellows could go, leaving reds counting. So Gill Hewitt here looking to not only remove a red rock, but then roll the shooter into a position where it takes away any chance of that sort of run back opportunity for Westhagen Panoussi. Dean being asked to hold this straight. Just overcurled a fraction there, so the hit was never in doubt. But by overcurling like that, the shooter didn't quite get enough roll. So very hard to see a shot where I'm not sure there is a shot for Westhagen Panoussi to sit 2 after this shot. So it's going to be hard enough to sit 1. The previous stone thrown by Tali Gill roll has taken away the draw path essentially. So there's no easy way to the button here for Westhagen Panoussi. Gill Hewitt currently sitting 3, which would probably be the end of the game, I think. Able to score 3 at this stage. So Westhagen Panoussi just trying to work out how they can score at a point and at least take this to another end. Final stone at the end coming in for Westhagen Panoussi. Looking to see if they can tap up their red, but this looks like it's over curling. Maybe try and wick something in. Oh, just caught kind of betwixt and between there. That's a steal of 3 for Gill Hewitt. And that's enough for this game. So Westhagen Panoussi conceding. Don't feel there's any way they can score the 8 points they need in the next 2 ends. So. But with our new playoffs format, it's a best of 3 series. So Panoussi Westhagen not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. So. Gill Hewitt take a lead 1 game in this 3-match series. They'll have a chance to finish things off this afternoon, later on. So. Thanks very much for joining us. I've been Bruce Freshwater, and I still will be, actually, when I put this headset off. Why do I say that? Not sure if I'll be back later. I need to head off to Queenstown, so I probably won't be on the mic later. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for Brad of Curling WA for setting up this ability to stream games and have some commentary, and the the ambient mic and all of that stuff. It's a definite step up in our ability to show you, to stream these nationals and get more people watching. So onwards and upwards from here. So have a good afternoon, everybody, and I might talk to you later. If not, it'll be at the next nationals whenever they are. Okay.